Well, I found a video on YouTube that Dan Aykroyd hosts called The Unbelievable. I guess it's a series or a show that he hosts that go over unbelievable things or stories. But in this particular episode, it was called Secret Inventions that the military was building in interest of war, like making aircraft and weapons for war instead of focusing on the welfare of the people of the country. I have a message that I want to have the computer read that is a message that I've been trying to send out and get out there for the longest time on what we should be focusing on when it comes to the technology we build and where we are going in the wrong direction when it comes to building the technology that basically is controlled by companies remotely and is also focused on using taxpayer money to fund military projects that has nothing to do with the welfare of the people. So this is a message that I want to try to get out there, that I've been trying to get out there for years, that still has not been seen by hardly anybody.
This just goes to show that the primary interest of the safety of the people of the country shouldn't be to invent new military aircraft or weapons for war. It should be to build technology that automates producing a person's or family's survival needs in their homes to ensure their survival against the natural threats that nature puts on us in this universe that we live in. And have those technologies be powered by renewable energy, then automated and controlled by AI that the homeowners have complete control over, and not software controlled by the company that makes the technology. If the real goal is safety and security, it should not be based on the fear of going to war with another country. It should be based on the survival needs of the people, like food, water, heat, air conditioning, anything that actually threatens human life in peacetime or in times of war. Focusing on warlike inventions and ways to get people to be controlled and their property to be controlled by companies via remote administrative access to the software that controls our devices is not the correct direction to bring safety to the people or provides for them what they need to ensure their survival without the need for any assistance from an outside party. The focus should be on building technology that the people control themselves, that automates and takes care of all their survival needs, that is powered by their own renewable power sources, and not be in control of the government or the country's military. Till then, all the people get to do for the country is pay for their military mistakes when building technology that the people are paying for in taxes. The country's priorities are completely wrong and need to be reorganized in a way that allows people to take care of themselves without the need of government or military intervention or by the companies that build the technology. The way it is now, the people are funding a war hungry machine that has no consideration for the welfare of the people.
So that is basically the message that I've been trying to get out there for the longest time that still has not been seen by anybody. You see, if we were able to take care of the survival needs of the people, and the people were able to control that and have it automated to where they don't need to focus on having to work to earn an income, to pay for their food consumption, to pay for their utilities, to pay for everything that takes care of them in their home. If that was all done by technology that was automated and controlled by AI, that is controlled by the homeowner and not remotely controlled by the company that builds the technology, that should be the focus that the country should be doing. Because once people don't have to focus on their survival needs anymore, they don't have to go out and slave their life away just to be able to survive, then their entire priorities change when it comes to what they want to do with their time. If they don't have to focus on where they're going to get their next meal, on if they're going to have heat in their home, or if they're going to have air conditioning or environmental control over their house, if they don't have to focus on those basic survival needs against nature, then they can now focus on putting their attention towards other things that could actually help the country or help other people that are in desperate need of providing themselves with their own survival needs and haven't gotten to that point yet. We could help ourselves get to the point where we don't need to focus on our survival needs against the threats of nature. We can then focus on the needs of other people and the needs of the country to become a more prosperous and better place to live. Or, if need be, they could focus on helping the military in times of war if they don't have to focus on any survival needs here at home at all. Once our survival needs are taken care of, all of our mental priorities would change and focus on other things that we could do to try to help each other or help the country in a way that benefits everyone. The way it is now, the government and the companies that build technology for our country do not care about the welfare of the people. They only care about profits, how much funding they can get the people to pay for so the companies don't have to pay for it, so the government doesn't have to pay for it. They make the people pay for everything, and at the same time they force them to do manual labor or to have to purchase their own consumption rather than building technology that automates that survival consumptionary needs for them. And then they can change their focus onto better and more important things. The way it is now, it's never going to work. It's just going to keep holding us back to our full potential. Until then, we're just providing funds for a war-hungry machine that doesn't give a shit about the welfare of the people, and that's why we live in a country where we have massive homelessness, poverty, people in misery that can't survive because they don't have the technology that takes care of their survival needs automatically. If we had that, the people's priorities and their attention would change based on the interest of other people and the country's prosperous state versus slaving their lives and being forced into compliance by the government or the companies that build the technology that they're trying to have complete remote access control and have this idea where you will own nothing and be happy. That kind of situation is never going to be a fully optimized country to be able to help one another and work towards a common goal for all people of the country. Until then, we're just funding a war-hungry machine that just completely strips the people of all of their wealth just to fund a military that makes mistakes building things that are just ridiculous, like a flying platform that somebody stands on to try to get military advantages over another country that completely failed, that the people paid for, that the military doesn't seem to care because they're not the ones having to work for the funds. They just get the people to pay for it. And until then, we're just a country with a bunch of slaved labor people working towards a military that does nothing but builds technology that is just ridiculous and has nothing to do with the welfare of the people. If we had the welfare of the people taken care of first, then everybody in the country could focus on doing things for other people and for the country. Until then, they're all focused on just basic survival needs, and as long as they focus on survival needs, they will never be able to focus on helping each other or helping the country towards a common goal. And that is the problem. And this is the message I've been trying to send out for years that nobody seems to be paying attention to. Hopefully this will be a message that somebody will listen to and somebody will find, because this is the action that needs to take place and the direction that the country needs to go. The way it is now, we are pushing this country into a third world, devastating, homeless, misery of the welfare of the people that will never recover if it keeps going in the direction it's going into. We're just going to end up a country with most of the population in poverty, and all the people that do have wealth are only funding the war machine that tries to steal resources from other countries, and while the people of the country that they're taking funds from are living in misery and poverty. And that's never going to work. That'll never work for the prosperous of a country. It'll fail in the future. And as soon as it fails, when the people actually run out of money, we're going to be a sitting duck for other countries like China or Russia to take us over. And that's the direction that the country's headed in. Hopefully, this message will get out there and hopefully change the minds of the priorities of some of the people that build technology for the country.